How you doing?
So, how's it feel? 10, 10 seasons, 10 Pro Bowl selections.
It's a blessing, so um, excited about it, but still got a lot more work to do. So,
What do you think? Is there anything that happened this season? I mean, I know you're always trying to improve, but is there anything you added to you felt like, maybe you added to your game this year, or maybe doing something different?
just working, trying to find ways to, make my plays when they presented themselves. Obviously, having a young group, just trying to bring guys along and do my part to be a leader. So, that's about it.
That's finally for me. In terms of you're not going to play on Sunday. How do you think that's a good decision and will help you in the long run?
Obviously, you want to play, you want to be out there, but after talking to Sean and looking at the big picture, it makes sense, to make sure guys is where they need to be, certain guys, and being as healthy as you can and get ready, to make this run we're about to make. So,
Aaron, you've been pretty vocal about campaigning for Kobe as far as him being rookie of the year. Um, why do you, aside from obviously being his teammate and wanting to be supportive, why do you believe that's the case?
I think the production that he be putting out, I don't look at other rookies as defensive rookies as having success, but um, I think he's the top guy, right? If y'all know, honestly, I'm asking.
Rushers and sacks, yes.
Yeah, I think he's just a productive guy. When you talk about playing the run stout, making tackles for loss, he do that. Putting pressure on the quarterback and affecting the quarterback, he do that. Making sacks, he do that. So I think it's kind of a no-brainer type of thing, right? So he's just been playing some good football for us, making a lot of plays, and it's one of the things that when you put the body work and you deserve certain things, and that's something that I feel like he deserved. So you just got to keep working.
People might argue that the attention you draw is part of the reason why he's able to produce in that manner. What would your
Well,
argument against
he's
that?
supposed to do that. Then you get the one-on-one opportunity. That's what it's for. Somebody want to focus on one guy, the next guy supposed to step up and make plays, and he's been doing that. So he's just doing his job. How he's supposed to do it at a high level. He just got to keep working, continue to get better, not be satisfied. But right now he's having a pretty good season. So proud of him. But like I said, still got a lot more work to do. So.
Aaron, you've worked with Henny for a while now, and I know you guys are very close. You've watched him coach young players, older players. With this group specifically, and how the rush is starting to really come on here at the end of the season, is there anything you can tell us about how he's reached the younger players that you've noticed now from this vantage point as a more experienced player?
I think it's just being on top of guys, not letting these guys be satisfied or comfortable being on them. But at the same time, when they do things right, you praise them. I think it's just the work ethic you got, the things we do, repetition things we do that seem annoying and say like, why are we doing this? But they help us at the end of the day to be the guys and be the players we want to be. And that's again credit to the guys just going out there playing the game, being confident, having that confidence, seeing the production that they have and doing it week in and week out. Just a good group, man. A bunch of guys that love playing football, that's having fun, that's flying around, playing with a lot of confidence, and that's why we're in the position we're in today.
The annoying things, you do those. I mean, you don't take those reps off.
Yeah.
Is that part of why it's important to you to do that, to show that hey, you do this every day for the rest of your career?
Well, yeah, you tired, but it's gonna make you better, right? So at the end of the day, I'm still a player. I still need to not allow myself to be satisfied or comfortable neither. So even when I don't want to do it, I do it, right? Because it ain't gonna do nothing but make me better. So when you got a coach like Coach Henney that you trust, you know what he's gonna bring to the table. You know what he can do to take your game to another level. You trust his process, and you just trust that what you're doing is gonna help. And obviously, over the past few years, seeing the success, seeing the things pay off, you just trust it. So.
If you don't mind, last for me. I assume you'll be on the sideline still on Sunday. What will it be like for you? The conversations that you'll want to have, and kind of getting those guys together with Henny and AC when they come off the field.
I'm just whatever I see out there, just trying to give them their feedback. If they ask me questions, just trying to give them any little tips I can give them. Obviously, help them with the rotation stuff at times. Just trying to do my part to help these guys to have success this week. So.
Everyone was saying during training camp he noticed Sean was maybe a bit more hands-on immediately on making corrections. Did you notice that at all, or how he was different this camp than maybe he's been in the past?
Yeah, I see that. I seen that for sure. Definitely, when things wasn't going how I needed to be, it bring it up a lot more and make sure that you don't want to take none of this stuff for granted. It feel like it's just a walkthrough or it's just a jog through. Because at the end of the day, all this matter. All this is what's gonna get you better. Definitely having a young group and guys being locked in and still having that focus to to practice like it's still full speed practice, even though it's a walkthrough. So.
Doing everything that's possible to do in a career like you have, what does it mean to get to this point and still be contributing to a playoff team, and particularly this team, which a lot of people didn't think was maybe going to make the playoffs, and to have this success at this point in your career, what does that mean to you?
It meant a lot. And obviously, having a young group that coming into the season, you don't know what to expect. You kind of hesitant about not knowing what's going to happen, but obviously practicing and seeing how these guys flying around make plays, and then it's like you get excited about it, and then you start seeing it translate into the football games and seeing the success we start having as a team. That's just hard work paying off, right? So my dad been telling me all my life, you put the body at work and good things is going to come from that. I think this group been doing that, and when you live off hard work pays off, and you got a bunch of guys that's putting that work in. It feels good to reap the benefits of the success and being where we at right now. But again, we in there, we in the door now. Now we got a lot more work to keep going, and we chasing something. So.
Aaron, just real quick, what stood out to you about the season that Ernest Jones has had, in particular, how he's kind of found his voice in the vocal leader?
He's been playing lights out, man. I love playing with Ernest. I love the energy he bring. I love the leadership he bring. I love how he fly around. I got the opportunity to play with a lot of good football players, but I think he can continue to play, continue to do what he's doing. He can be a special player, man. I've been saying that since his rookie year. We've seen he was doing his rookie year. He helped us win the Super Bowl. So I ain't got nothing but love and respect for him. And his ceiling's is high. As long as he keep hitting the body working and not allow himself to be satisfied, he can be a great one. So, yeah.
This is crazy. The New York weather came back. Freezing out there.
How's it going preparing Carson for this week?
Good. Obviously yesterday was just a walkthrough day. But I thought he did a great job just with the plan that we got going into this thing. Thought all the guys did. Obviously there's going to be a few new faces out there. So like I said, just off of yesterday and then today's walkthrough, they're all prepared.
What kinds of things have you seen from him since he's been with you guys that maybe you didn't know, having watched him on film?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a great job, with the look squad, right, and doing a lot of the same stuff that we've seen from afar. I mean, this is a guy that's played some high level ball in his career, and he believes, and so do I, that he still has a lot of that out there for him, So he's shown, the guys have a lot of confidence in him because they get to see him, particularly on Thursdays over these last 7 to 8 weeks, or however long he's been here since the bye, and so they know that they better do their part, because he's going to do his, and guys will be ready to go.
What's it like to prepare knowing that your team's going to have different players, the other team will have different players as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously it's different than your typical week, but it would be. It wouldn't be right if we weren't putting our best foot forward as coaches for all the other guys that are getting their opportunity. I mean, you hold all these guys in such high regard for what they, put their bodies through, all year. And there's going to be guys that do a lot behind the scenes, for the look squad and stuff like that probably deserve an opportunity, but it's the NFL. It's tough to get out on that field, So as a coach, myself, you do whatever you can to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward for these guys.
Did you see the potential for Kyron to hit 1,000 yards this season?
Yeah, he was producing, pretty early, to sit back. I think I've answered this before in terms of like, you knew you had a back dating all the way back to OTAs, but then when the pads got in training camp, you knew that there definitely was something there. And we'll see when the lights are on Sundays. If it was going to carry over, and certainly it has. To say that he was going to have, one of these kind of years, I mean, that's you never know, But this is his standard now, and he brings it every week, and couldn't be prouder, of a young man.
Where's he improved the most as a runner?
Say that one more time.
Where has he improved the most as a runner?
I think probably just his. He's always been a good runner, right? I mean, dating back to, he's a big-time recruit, goes to Notre Dame, he's a good runner there. He just hadn't done it on Sundays yet, part of it because he was injured a little bit. But I think as the years gone on, his confidence in the blocking scheme and how to set up some of those blocks up front, he's always been natural at that, dating back to the first game of this year. But it's just gotten better. He's trusted it more and more, and that's where you just see sometimes he's hitting it downhill 100 miles an hour, other times he's setting it up, being patient. And I think that's just him getting so comfortable with the scheme, with the guys in front, the continuity, and every week it seems to get a little better for him.
You only focus on the things that you can control, but what has been the priority for this team as far as the offense?
Putting these guys in the best position to be successful every week, and every week's going to be a little bit different. I feel like we've gotten in a pretty good rhythm since the bye week. Obviously, last week we were a little bit off in some aspects, some uncharacteristic things, since the back half of the season. But again, I mean, there's not like a set goal that we're trying. We just want the best from these guys every single week. And as coaches, we're trying to do whatever we can to lay out a blueprint and let these guys go play fast and play physical and play free and play with great energy, and I think they've done that, and it starts with Matthew, and it's bled through the rest of these guys.
Speaking specifically about a guy like DeMarcus Robinson, what does it take behind the scenes, or what has to happen for a player to start getting more reps, not just in practice, obviously with availability of others and scheme, things like that, but to come off scout team and to come off getting those looks, and then to start actually integrating into a full game plan?
Sometimes it's just an opportunity, and DeMarcus, I think, you'd have to ask him, but I think he'd be the first one to tell you that, this is a different system than he's been in. Obviously it's his third one. I don't know how many coordinators he had in Kansas City, but he was in Kansas City quite a while. It's a much different system than ours. Baltimore a year ago was a much different system than ours. And so just getting familiar with it, comfortable with it, understanding kind of, how Matthew sees things, let alone what us as coaches. And he did. He got more and more comfortable. And I've been on record to say I was just so proud of him, because every single day he came in, you could tell how bad he wanted to be out there. I've had conversations with him about how bad he wanted to be out there. But once he got on the practice field, he just brought it every single day. And then he got his opportunity and, made the most of it.
Having gotten some early opportunities and kind of come up through Kyle's culture, what's it like for you when and I know he's not directing the defense, but going against a Kyle Shanahan coach team?
Yeah.
What are you kind of going through?
No, you got, so much respect for that guy. As a coach, as a person, as a friend, as a father, as a family. I mean, he's awesome, and he's done so much for me in my career and my personal life. That he'll always be someone that is like family to me, and I mean that. When you turn on the tape, his teams, they speak to you. They play as physical and as tough and as with much energy as anyone out there, you know. And so when you play the Niners, you better bring your A game. And what I love about our team is our guys aren't really worried about anyone else. They're worried about themselves and going out and playing their game. And I think you've kind of seen that each and every week with our guys, how they've grown and the confidence that they have. So I know this one's going to be a little bit different. I'll never look forward to what may or may not happen in a few weeks. Not really concerned about that. But again, to answer your question, just, a lot of respect for not just Kyle, but everyone in that building, how they do things.
What are the differences besides just playing time when you go into this game with a Carson Wentz as opposed to going in a game like this with a Brett Rippon or other guys that the Rams have had that have been backups?
Well, Carson's played a lot of football, right? A lot of the other backups, and I don't want to date back to last year and stuff because I wasn't here, but they hadn't played as much ball as him. Let alone, again, Carson's played some high quality football in his career, and there's a reason he was a top pick and stuff like that. So and again, just for him to be able to get comfortable. I think Zach Robinson and have what they've done behind the scenes every single day, where they're. I mean, it's. They don't skip a day. They don't skip their process. When we go through the walkthrough and Matthew goes through his 45 minutes, because as a starter you get all those reps, they go through it and they do it on air. Both Zach, Jimmy Lake, Carson, and then when he gets his chance, with the scout team and stuff like that, the guys see what he's capable of, and Carson's very confident in himself. So, it'll be fun, and I'm really happy for him because I know he's put in the work to put his best foot forward, and we'll see what happens on Sunday.
The feel with the other guys when it's Carson as opposed to Brett, and I'm not trying to rip on Brett, but is there just a different feel in terms of the preparation with all the guys?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's I don't know. I'm not even worried about any of that. And I don't think our guys are. They're just ready for this opportunity, and we're a different team too, all around them compared to that Green Bay game. We're a much healthier team. I think the identity that we were starting to establish kind of in that mid part of the season's really, taken a whole different turn since that bye week. So that game had so many other factors than just the quarterback. But to answer your question, I know Carson's he's ready to go and the guys are ready, behind him.
Go ahead, sorry, Sam. How would you describe what Sean McVay is like as a boss, as your boss?
The man. That's the first thing that came to my head. No, he's urgent. He's fair to these guys. He's smart. He's an incredible leader because he listens and he knows how to captivate a room. And it's not just because of how he says things. It's what's coming out of his mouth. And he puts a lot of time and effort in not only the schematic aspect of it, but the leadership. And he's the leader of an organization in terms of being the head coach and being kind of the face of it. So it's been a really a fun year. I don't want this thing to end anytime soon. None of us do. We still got a lot of growing. There's still a lot of things we're going to be able to do as a team that's out in front of us. But he's there's a reason he's been as successful as he has with really now a lot of different groups.
Thanks, Mike. We've talked rightfully so a lot about Puka and Byron and Kobe in this rookie class. Steve Avila on the counter. It's a good thing that we're not up here asking you about him
Sure.
every week, but what can you tell us from an expert view of what he has done to improve and what an impact he's made from such a young age on this line?
I don't know about expert, but no, seriously. But no, you're right though. When you're not talking about the O-line, usually that's more of a good thing, and we don't mention him that often because he's just kind of he's doing not just kind of he's doing his thing, and he's one of those guys that if you watch from week one to now, the improvement and just the consistent improvement. But and I've told him this, and I've told it in front of the group. It's not just what he's been doing on Sundays. His consistent approach to get better in practice, and his practice habits have gotten better since the beginning of the year. He's practicing like a pro. And then you see it out there. He has a zest for playing this game. Don't let his smile and demeanor fool you for not being a tough guy. He's very much a tough guy. He just loves life and he loves playing ball. And he's got he's got a nastiness to him that again, if you just look at him, you're like, he looks like the nicest guy you've ever met. But then he blocks these 330-pound men every single week, and he does a dang good job at it. So he's part of that crew, that young crew that you're proud of because of how they've extended and how much work they put in and how much better they've gotten. So, thanks, guys.